This sarcophagus is currently in the Berlin State Museum. It was found in Rome in 1887 near the Porta Tibertina, just outside the Aurelian Wall. It's a cartoon strip with 4 scenes, telling the myth of the young and innocent Creusa and the evil Medea. It's a great way to tell the story, so let's go with it, but I think it helps to give you a little bit of spoiler, which is that Medea kills Creusa. So Creusa is this young, beautiful lady, and she's Jason's new bride. And here's Jason from Jason and the Argonauts. He's on here twice, which is a little bit strange. But anyway, Creusa is being presented a wreath and a robe as a wedding gift from Medea, who's shown in the back, and she's kind of scowling. Medea was Jason's first wife, who helped him steal the golden fleece. And their 2 children from that marriage are presenting Creusa with the gifts. A bit of a backstory, Medea is not very nice. It's not on the sarcophagus, but the Romans would have known it really well. When the ships were chasing Medea and Jason after they stole the golden fleece, Medea dissected her brother and tossed him in the ocean to slow down the other ships. She also convinced the daughters of King Peleus to dissect him and boil him alive. Think Glenn Close and Fatal Attractions times about 100. And she was not about Jason marrying somebody else. So, she put poison on the dress before giving it to Creusa. And in the next scene, we have Jason looking on as Creusa is screaming in pain as she's dying. Kind of reminds me of a story about someone trying to kill Queen Elizabeth I, which is also fictitious. I can only think of one example of someone trying to kill someone by actually putting poison in their clothes, but it's a lot more modern. Anyway, Creusa's father's on her left running after her, and in some of the stories, he kind of dies as collateral damage. Then there's Medea watching with not really a very happy or sad look, pretty much a remorseless expression of a psychopath. It's hard to see, and she's missing her right hand, but she's just pulled a sword out of a sheath, and she's about to kill her 2 children with Jason. Then, in the final scene, she's escaping on a chariot with one of her dead kids tossed over her shoulder. So what happened next to Medea? Well, there are several versions, but in most of them she ends up moving to Athens. So why is this terrible story on a sarcophagus? At least 9 versions have been found. It's possible that the family thought that this particular person's death was very tragic. But it's also important to remember that 2,000 years ago, people thought about these things a little bit differently. It's very possible that the emotions of love and longing and desire were kind of more important than the actual character of Medea, that make this seem so inappropriate today. Heck, the Romans didn't have any issues with slavery or genocide either. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, share, you know the drill. And let me know in the comments if I should make a few more. I promise there's some stories that are a lot happier. Well, at least a couple.